Salut à toutes et à tous, alors on prend les épisodes de Vampyr. On part sur l'épisode numéro 12. Et oui, je l'ai dit pour jouer directement. Bref. Alors. Toujours le même acte, l'œil était dans la tombe. Alors, j'ai lancé le minuteur, cool. Ok. Ok. Donc là, on va faire un petit calcul. La dernière fois, on s'est occupé du Pembroke Hospital. Cette fois, on va s'occuper d'un autre quartier qui est Whitechapel. Voilà. Alors, fatigue. Donc, 2 fatigues. 2 anémies. Voilà. 2 fatigues, 2 anémies. Déjà. Et les anémies, c'est ça. Alors ça, on n'a pas encore la recette, ok. À part ça. Fatigue. Anémie, c'est bon. Anémie, c'est bon. Migraine, on n'a pas encore. Un rhume. 2 rhumes et une bronchite. 2 rhumes. Une bronchite. Voilà, on va soigner tout le monde. Alors, les docs, c'est par où? C'est par là. Ouais, il est plus là du coup. Cool, tant mieux. C'est ce qu'on préfère. Aller au cimetière de Stonebridge. Il n'y a plus de garde ici. Bizarre quand même. Mais bon. On va pas dire que ça nous dérange. Ouais. Bien.
I cannot enter.
État du quartier grave. Wow. C'est quoi ces gars?
Get their weapons ready!
Ah ouais, ils sont forts. Ah ouais, d'accord, ils sont en train de se battre contre d'autres trucs.
Get a taste of this! That leech is fast! Die, vermin!
Et résistant aux attaques de vampires. D'accord, ça c'est pas une bonne nouvelle. Enfin si, c'est une bonne nouvelle du coup. Attends. La bonne nouvelle c'est que je peux l'attaquer avec les autres trucs.
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news. La fatigue.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Limite, je suis content qu'il soit fatigué. Enfin bon, bref.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Ok.
Have you any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I'll never know what goes on in that place. But as long as people are getting better, I'll stop investigating her.
Ok.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Non, attends, on va te soigner.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I...
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye,
Okay.
Mr. Darby. Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
En fait, pas du tout, mais...
What do you know about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
That woman is a saint. She's living proof that a strong will is sometimes all you need to make a difference.
Ok.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Ok.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
I don't know what. Like a secret or a plot, I must. There is something going on in this district.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
You and your father have a difficult relationship, Harry. Tell me, did he ever hurt you?
No, never. My father can be brutal and rude, violent even. But he never touched an hair on my head.
What is going on between you two then?
It's his job, if you can call it a job. He bullies people. Men and women we know, like poor Mr. Lewis. It's just not right.
Ok.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
Ok.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Ok.
Have you any recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I don't believe in miracles, but it seems the epidemic has been kept at bay for a few days.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Ok.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
You again? What do you want this time?
Why is your relationship with your son so difficult?
Harry and I are so different. Sometimes I wonder if he's my own blood. Seems he's ashamed to be my son.
Why not change that then? If you used your strength to do good, perhaps Harry wouldn't feel that way about you.
How dare you tell me what I should or shouldn't do with my boy? Who the fuck are you to interfere like that?
I don't doubt your motives. I'm certain you simply wish to provide for your family. But this desire might be the cause of your misery.
I don't think I like your attitude, sir. In fact, I'm starting to dislike your face so much, I might try to improve it, see?
I'd like to see you try, Colossus Joe. In the meantime, are you sure I can't be of any help to your son? I am a doctor, remember?
Never. Harry's complicated. Fragile, you could say. Doesn't mingle with strangers. Now leave us alone.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
She's doing good work. I saw her yesterday and told her she could call on me if she ever felt threatened. Do you know what I mean?
Ok.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
Uh-huh.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? And most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
Ok.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Il a pas tort sur celle-là.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Do you have any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I guess what she does for people makes it all right in the end.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Ouais, on va lui parler à lui.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
That woman is as depraved as Jezebel, and she deserves the same fate.
Really? Why is that?
This woman runs no medical facility, but a temple to the false prophets of science and debauchery. And she has many accomplices, I heard.
I have heard enough for tonight.
Christina Papa. On va lui poser des questions concernant concernant le dispensaire. Elle va nous
Hello
répondre.
again, miss. Hello, Camellia. How are you? Come on, girl. Smile. Don't you know Dorothy and I have an agreement? We're on the same side. No? Very well. Goodbye then.
Ouais. Ah, le poète.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Et voilà.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I don't know much about the woman.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Bon. Il y a un truc qui va se passer ici, je pense. Alors... Bon, tant pis. On va pas patienter ici 50 milliards d'années. Tum, tum, tum.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
Ah ouais, on lui a jamais parlé.
Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not really.
Why am I not convinced?
Maybe it's because you lack faith. Being a skeptic must be useful for a man of science.
Ok.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
What is your business exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
Cadogan se fait d'argent en louant des appartements insalubres aux migrants de Whitechapel. Ah ouais.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
Ok.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamber's shit.
Ok.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you.
Ouais, exactement. Bref, on peut le charmer et le tuer. Et c'est ce qu'on va faire. Mais après avoir découvert plus de trucs le concernant. On va pas le tuer tout de suite, on va le rendre plus fort et le tuer après.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
Goodbye, Mr. Bates. Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in. Yes?
How is Nurse Crane these days?
I don't know what you told her, what kind of deal you made, but Dorothea seems less anxious recently. Thank you for that, Dr. Reed.
Oh, avec plaisir.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Ouais,
well,
bien sûr.
I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Ok.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu. It's locked, all right.
Welcome back, Dr. Reed.
Good evening, nurse. How should I address you? Dorothy? Dorothea? Miss Crane?
Dorothy is all right. If you don't mind me calling you Jonathan.
That's fine with me.
What can I do for you then, Jonathan?
How is the sanitary situation in Whitechapel?
We have a lot of diseases, and not all linked to the epidemic. Maybe you could provide medical help to those in need.
How are things going in the dispensary?
Things are going fine since we made our arrangement.
Uh-huh.
Have there been any more attacks by the uniformed men?
No. It looks like they have found another business to extort.
Do you have many patients?
A few, but most of them just pass through and go back home. Especially since those vigilantes stormed the building on the night you were here.
Uh-huh. How are things going?
Things are going...
Ok.
Tell me about yourself, Dorothy.
There is not much to say. My real name is Dorothea Crasciunescu. I was born in Romania, and I may have been the best nurse Pembroke ever had, before you fired me.
Ok.
Do you regret your time at Pembroke?
I miss the energy. There was so much to do, so much to learn. Even though I was double-crossing the board, I felt I was part of something worthwhile there.
Do you think about going back to Romania once the war is over and the epidemic here has been contained?
Jonathan, this war will be over long before you will see any improvement in Whitechapel's sanitary situation.
Uh-huh.
I hope you've stopped jeopardizing this facility with your illegal business, Dorothy.
Yes, I have. Most of the time. But the blackmail money is too useful to stop it completely. I just target less dangerous people.
Uh-huh.
Who is the current victim?
I would rather you did not know. You are my client, not my accomplice. Besides, I'm much more cautious since the first time you found me.
Why did you blackmail Lady Ashbury? She's a generous person. You could have asked her for money directly.
She killed those patients, I'm sure of that. I know you like her, but that gingerhead has a taste for blood.
Ok.
Do you need medical help, Dorothy?
I'm a professional nurse. Rest assured, I'll ask for your help if I need it.
Do you trust me?
You forced me to resign after you caught me trying to save a dying patient. Of course I trust you. You're a blackmailer, just like me.
Ouais.
Are you not afraid of dying? The epidemic is deadly and very contagious.
I'm more afraid of being locked in a cell. I've seen what most hospitals do to the sick staff. They keep them hidden to avoid panic.
Show me what you have in stock, please.
Ok. Une étrange formule. Bien. Whitechapel, il va mieux se sentir. Le quartier. Dès que je vais voir un refuge. Ouais, ce refuge.
It's locked.
Ah ouais.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ouais, il y croit toujours pas, mais bon, qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'on y fasse ça? Ah, voilà.
Has been proven by many. Even the flu is no... Good evening, my dear colleague.
Have you any news on Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I can't believe that people are naive enough to trust her medicine. She's just a shady nurse with good connections.
I'd like to see what kind of...
Alors. Là, ouais, on devrait avoir les deux.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy.
Have you heard anything about Nurse
Crane? Yeah.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
You're being manipulated by these criminals.
You're all fancy.
Goodbye, young man.
Attends, on l'a pas soigné.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
Ok. Alors. Il y a le gars qui lui a tiré dessus, sinon. Okay.
Oh, there it is. Harmonil for severe anxiety and nervous disposition. Thanks for nothing, old fart. I'll get a good price for your precious pills.
Ah ouais, d'accord. Carrément, quoi. Et le père, il est où? Ah ouais, le voilà.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
Your suspicions concerning Albert were legitimate, but were you sure he was guilty when you shot him? Tell me the truth, Benjamin.
No, I wasn't. I just went mad without realizing what I was doing. My God. I almost shot him.
You had better speak to Albert. You need to clear the air. He has to understand what you endured, and you must listen to him talk about his pain.
I'm afraid it's too late. I pointed a gun at him for the sake of a few pills.
Okay.
Have you any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I visited her dispensary recently. If I'd heard about it sooner, it would have made life easier.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now. Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid...
A gun up.
Migraine. Ouais, on n'a pas de solution. Bon. Ah oui, voilà. Du coup, on va... Comment on va appeler ça? On va libérer le refuge. Comment ce refuge-là, il est un peu spécial en fait. Faut y accéder à partir d'un autre endroit pour qu'on puisse faire ce qu'on a à faire. Voilà. Ouais. Wow, 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 wow. C'est pas une bonne nouvelle tout ça. Ok. C'est tout? Bon, un peu bizarre pour un refuge. Genre, là, c'est un refuge. C'est comme ça qu'on déverrouille, d'accord. Alors. Bon, on repart au refuge du coup. Bon. Ok. Ah, bien. Échantillon de sang robuste. Ah, bien. C'est ce qu'on voulait en fait. On va prendre... Ça, c'est une bonne nouvelle. Bon, on va voir où ça nous emmène. Mais là, peu importe la maladie, on pourra la soigner. Ça, c'est une bonne nouvelle. Alors... Nouveau dialogue disponible avec Dr. Swansea. Bon, sinon on va s'occuper de ce gars et ce gars. Une migraine et un rhume.
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ah oui, le voilà.
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
I can try to help your body heal, sir. But you must stop destroying it.
The war destroyed me, Doctor.
A gun?
Alors, le gars à soigner du coup, c'est le poète.
Malevolence and trickery. You are blinded.
Bien.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
and good evening to you too.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Bien, le cimetière il est où du coup? On va aller à Pembroke Hospital. Ensuite on ira au cimetière dans une autre vidéo. On va parler avec Dr Swansea. Ou on parle avec Dr Swansea dans une autre vidéo. Quand on sera dans Pembroke Hospital, je déciderai. Ce qui est cool maintenant, c'est qu'on peut tout soigner. Ouais. Comment se déplacer ultra rapidement?
I need to talk to you, Edgar.
Please do so.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
Perhaps too capable. Nurse Crane also ran an illicit dispensary in Whitechapel. I had to ask for her resignation.
I see. Well, we'll just have to manage without her assistance.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes. Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury. She's also our largest donor.
If I may inquire, how did you meet her?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
Do you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East End?
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Priwen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention. But they concluded vampires were a scourge.
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous and not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
Ok.
We'll talk later.
C'est ça le dialogue disponible? Je m'attendais à d'autres trucs, moi. Bon, bref. On va sauvegarder. Et on passera la nuit. Pendant le prochain épisode, on va voir comment ça se passe. S'il y a des gens à soigner, tout ça, tout ça. Le Y, on veut le voir une fois. C'est aussi intéressant de le revoir une deuxième fois. Allez, juste pour être sûr. Voilà. Voilà, voilà. On revient au menu principal. Et là, on est bien. Du coup, on arrive à la fin de la vidéo. Donc, j'espère que la vidéo vous a plu et on se voit dans d'autres vidéos. Allez, à plus. Bye bye.